Thank you for joining me. It is Fly My Mavic. My channel is back up and running. I had put a temporary close over Christmas because I was just really busy. Hopefully going to bring you at least a couple of videos a month if there are projects that I want to do. First one I'm going to be looking at is the FCC mod for the Mavic Pro, and I'm also going to be doing a little bit more in depth on the No Limit Drones app that I did a video on a few months back. This modification is quite easy to do, and it is permanent, so even if you power the quad off, change batteries, the modification stays. First of all, what is FCC mode versus CE mode? If you are in a European country, chances are your quad is in CE mode, which means you get 0.4 watts of transmission power on your controller. So that sort of limits your range, or if you're in quite a built-up area, will stunt you. This modification lets you change it to an FCC mode. FCC is found in places like America and other such countries, and it basically means you get about 1 watt of power, so about twice and a bit more than you normally get in the UK. It also allows you to run a boost version, which gives you a massive 1.5 watts of power. Now, unfortunately, and I have to put this disclaimer in the UK, it's illegal to broadcast above 0.4 watts. So you do use this hack at your own risk, and I won't be held accountable for anything that may happen to you should you get caught transmitting on a higher power than you should be. Okay, right, so how do we get this done? Dead simple, you need your quad, you need it plugged into your laptop or your computer with a DJI cable or any decent USB cable. Go to this website here, I'll put the link down below, and there's an option to clone or download. I'm not sure how it would appear on yours, but I just download as a zip file. Once I've downloaded that, I have it here ready to go. You're also going to need a program called Dumbledore, which I'm sure you're probably familiar with if you're into the modding scene for modding your quad. You're going to use this to enable ADB mode. ADB mode means you can actually access the software on board your Mavic Pro and your P4 as well, or your P4 version 2. A couple of problems I ran into enabling ADB mode. I had a driver or a device in my device manager that was showing an exclamation mark, and I didn't realise I couldn't get ADB mode to work, couldn't get into root access, etc. until I first installed the drivers for Windows, for DJI for the quad. You'll find that in your program files in your DJI products, DJI Assistant 2 drivers. You'll find an ADB driver there. You need to basically force that driver installed, and it should all then work for you. So what do you have to do now? Right, okay, so let me go back to quad stuff and go into Dumbledore version 3. I'm going to turn the quad on. Okay, that's my quad powered on. Let the camera stabilise. There we go. No doubt I'm going to get a pop-up in a second for the SD card that's in it. So, Dumbledore as it's listed here. Double click it and run it. Let it start up. If you find that Dumbledore crashes out straight away, try updating your net framework. I was on 3.7 and it crashed out. It updated to 4.7 and it worked fine. One thing you should know, of course, there's that pop-up. You have to be on firmware version 0104 0300 or lower. Anything over that, and ADB doesn't enable for some reason, and the mod won't take. All you need to do is click on Enable ADB like that, and then you should hear a little dudunk to say that something's been installed. Once you've done that, you can close out Dumbledore. You don't need it anymore. Go to the folder where you extracted the mod program. I find it's easier to check. If you hold down your shift key, right click, you'll get a pop-up menu that says open command window here. And all you need to do is type ADB shell, and it says there root. So that means you've got root access to the quad, which means that the modification, the hack, will work. Just exit out of there. Once you've done that, you can just close that out. Then all you need to do is to run this program, the install_mod. So we'll run that, and it says you can continue if your DJI device connected and ADB enabled. Well, we've already checked that, we know it does. Please read how to install. Press any key to continue. We get a beep. Okay, now then, Mavic Pro Platinum and Phantom 4 Pro V2. So we're going to choose option 1 because I have the Phantom. Now it says, please select connected device. Do you want auto frequency, which is the default? Force of frequency to 2.3 GHz, not compatible with DJI goggles. Force frequency to 2.5 GHz, and again, not compatible with DJI goggles. Or you get the option to delete this mod from your DJI device. So if at this point you've already got it and you want to change options, just choose number 4. I'm going to go with auto frequency. And you'll see now it says, please select mod. So you've got default power, default FCC boost, reset loop selector by remote controller, fixed FCC and boost. If we just go back to his web page, it tells you at the bottom, it says for Mavic Pro Platinum loop selector modes, it means you can select modes mid-flight in loop. For switch to next mode, you have to hold the pause button, that's on your remote control, and simultaneously press the left-hand backside button, the C1, once. The system allows you to change the mode no faster than every 5 seconds. The sequence is default mode, FCC, boost, SDR reset. SDR reset means SDR will restart with default mode. Please keep in mind when SDR restarts, connection will be lost for a few seconds and the drone will start fail-safe procedure, e.g. go home. Now, I really don't want to have to be switching between the two, so I'm going to choose option 4, which gives me fixed FCC and boost. Once you press that, you'll see it writes the file, mounts up, does all it's got to do, sends the file down, etc, etc, etc. And that's it. Most important part is please restart your device. Now, any key to continue will power down the quad. Okay, quad's powered down. I'm going to power the quad back on again. At the same time, I'm going to switch on my controller. I'm going to start the app up. Go fly. Ignore the compass error, that's fine. Once you've done that, if you tap on the HD symbol and image transmission state, you will see the line next to 1 kilometer sits above the -90 decibels. That means we are now in FCC mode. Okay, and what I'll do is I'll switch it back to CE mode so you can see the difference. So let me just do that now. I'm going to tap the app and kill it. Let's go back to the install mod program on the desktop. And oh, hang on. And then if I choose 1 and I choose to delete this mod, and it says, oh, error, no devices emulators found. What haven't I done? I haven't enabled ADB in Dumbledore. Of course it has to be done that way. So we'll launch Dumbledore again. We'll click on enable ADB. I make these mistakes so you don't have to. Okay, close out Dumbledore. Go to there. Let's run the mod again. Number 1, we're going to delete this mod. There you go, and it says there the file has been removed. Close down the Mavic. Start the Mavic back up again. And once the Mavic starts up and the controller connects, I'll launch the app. Come on, start up, connect. There we go, let's start them connected. Plug in the lead, look for the pop-up, DJI Go, just the once. Go and fly. Put the controller out around, close that out. Tap on HD, tap on image transmission state. And as you can see now, the line sits below the 90 mark on the left hand side of the screen, which signifies that I'm now back in CE mode. That's it, it's as easy as that. The hard part, as I said, was getting ADB to work. It does have a few issues. This is a problem I had, was where ADB wouldn't enable, and I had this DJI showing up in Device Manager. Here's how you fix it. Right click it, choose Update Driver Software. Click Browse My Computer. Let me pick from a list of devices. Show all devices. Next. Click on Have Disk and then Browse. You need to go to your computer, C drive. If you're 32-bit, it'll be in Program Files. If you're a 64-bit OS, you'll be in Program Files 86. Go to DJI Products, go to DJI Assistant 2, go into Drivers, ADB Driver, click Open, click OK, and choose Android Composite ADB Interface. Click on Next. You'll get a driver warning. Installing this driver is not recommended. Yeah, we know it is because we're going to be installing it. Click on Yes, and then click on Close. You'll then see it's now become a Samsung Android phone, Android Composite ADB interface. And just to double check, as you did earlier, if you go to your jkson folder, run yourself a DOS box and type in ADB shell, and you can see you've got root. Click on exit to do that. Any questions, like I said, please ask below. And that's it. My first video of 2019 now draws to a close. I will be doing no limit drones and removing the no-fly zones on the Mavic Pro as well. So take care, fly safely, and I'll see you again real soon.